guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah if you are new here. Today I have a what's for dinner video to share with you, and these are easy meals that we ate the last couple of weeks before we moved. So this was using up a lot of things that we already had in our house, or really simple meals that I could throw together without needing cookbooks and a lot of ingredients, things like that. So the first meal I'm sharing with you is just a taco bowl recipe, and you can make these however you want, really. There's so many options. So I'm starting out by cooking a pound of ground beef, and then I make my own taco seasoning instead of using a packet. But if you had the pre-made packet, go ahead and use that. So the only thing that I do to the meat while it is browning is add salt and pepper. And then once it is almost cooked through, not completely because I don't want it to dry out, I start adding in my seasonings. If you just use the taco seasoning, that's what you would do here now. For my taco seasoning, typically I add garlic powder, chili powder, sweet Spanish paprika, just not smoked paprika, onion powder, coriander, cayenne, and I only add just a little bit of this because I don't want it to get too spicy, some cumin. And then you mix that all together, and I add a little bit of water and let the meat simmer in the sauce then that I've created, and it will thicken up as it sits there and simmers. And then to assemble the taco bowls, we have these Azteca brand taco bowls that are a thin taco shell, and it comes in a kit with the shape thing. You just put them in the oven and bake them according to the instructions on the back of the box until they are to your crispiness liking. And then this is my bowl, so I put refried beans in the bottom, some shredded lettuce, some taco meat, some cheese sauce, some cilantro, onion, tomato, shredded cheese, sour cream, and some taco sauce. And my husband usually just does beans, meat, and cheese. But these are really good, and it's like a whole meal in itself and super filling. The second meal I'm sharing with you is a crack chicken sandwich recipe. So I'm using my Instant Pot for this, but you don't have to. And I'm going to start out by making the chicken. So you put some water in the bottom, and I will leave this recipe linked down below because I did follow a recipe. And then I have 2 chicken breasts that I just kind of cut up into pieces so it wouldn't take so long to cook. 1 ranch seasoning packet, and I do also have the big shaker bottle, but this is actually my mom's house and she had a packet, so I went ahead and used that. A little bit of garlic powder and some pepper, and then some parsley flakes as well. And then 1 block of cream cheese, and you do want to cut it up into cubes so that it melts a little bit better in the time that you are processing the chicken or cooking the chicken in the Instant Pot. Your lid will then go on, and you want to make sure that it is on sealing, not venting, then it won't ever come to pressure. And then I did a manual cook on these for 17 minutes, and you just want to make sure that your chicken is done all the way through. When it's done, I let it natural release for 10 minutes and then release the rest of the pressure myself. And then I pulled the chicken out so that it could be shredded. But while you're doing that, you want to put your Instant Pot on the saute function and add in your shredded cheese. I used Monterey Jack. You could use whatever shredded cheese you like, and stir it around, and then that's going to start to thicken a little bit with that cheese in there. And then what I love about the Instant Pot is it cooks the chicken so well, and it's moist, and it is literally falling apart with this fork. Like, I was putting no effort into pulling this chicken apart. It was beautiful. And then once it is all shredded, you add that back into your pot and mix it around, and your sauce should be a little thicker now. And then you're also going to add in some crumbled bacon, which I cooked as the Instant Pot was cooking up the chicken. Once everything is stirred together, you are ready to serve. We served these on buns, and then I made some homemade fries and some baked beans to go with them, and it was really easy and absolutely delicious. Our next meal are some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, which are pretty fast and easy to make because I use some pre-seasoned meat. So I like peppers and onions on mine. My husband does not. And it was just us eating this night. So I didn't cut up a bunch of peppers. I just have these mini peppers that I'm using, and then a little bit of an onion. And I will be sauteing those up in some butter. And then I used this pre-seasoned Philly cheesesteak meat that I got at Walmart, and you just cook it until it's done. So you cook it on one side for a little bit, flip it over, cook it on the other side. It goes into the pan frozen, so it takes a little bit to thaw it and cook it, and you just want to chop it up, and then you're just going to cook it until it's done, until you can't see any more pink. I like to make ours just a little bit on the crispy side. And then in my other pan, I have the peppers and the onions going. And after I take those out, I actually put our buns in there to toast them up just a little bit. And then I put Cheese Whiz on our sandwiches. Not everybody agrees that that is a Philly cheesesteak, but I put some Cheese Whiz on the bottom. And then on mine, I put the peppers and the onions. And then you put the meat on top and then some sliced provolone cheese. And I just pop these in the oven at 350 for like a couple minutes to melt the cheese. And these were really good, and I just served them with some frozen French fries. The next meal was supposed to be a chili cheese dog slider, but they didn't have the slider buns when I had gone to the store this week. But we did have these hot dog buns, so I decided to just do regular chili cheese dogs. This is such an easy meal to make because there's no actual cooking involved. So how I make them is I just put my buns out, put my hot dogs in the buns, and then I bought pre-made chili from a can and put that on top. Sometimes I will add onion to mine. My husband doesn't like that, and I didn't feel like cutting an onion this night. So chili and then shredded cheese. And my cheese was still frozen, so it stuck to my fingers when I was trying to put it on here. But then you just put them in the oven at 350 for 10-15 minutes until everything is heated through. Because everything's pre-cooked, you don't have to worry about it getting done. You just want your hot dogs and your chili nice and warmed up. And this is what they looked like when they were done. We just ate them with some chips. This is a week after I made those taco bowls, and I'm going to make some beef enchiladas. I made the taco meat the same way that I made it for the taco bowls. I didn't think that you needed to see that twice in one video. But I just took some red enchilada sauce and put a little bit on the bottom of a baking dish. And then I used these small white corn tortillas that I did warm up a little bit just because they're a little easier to work with. And we only did cheese and beef for these. So I layered I put a little cheese in each tortilla. And then I used a cookie dough scoop so that they would kind of be even. But because these shells were so small, it didn't mean anything. It didn't, like the cookie scoop didn't do anything. So then you just add some beef to each of them, roll them up, and put them in the baking dish. Once you have your baking dish full, I just poured the rest of the sauce on top, sprinkled a little bit of shredded cheese, and this is kind of like the chili cheese dogs. Everything is already pre-cooked, so you're just warming them up. So I put them in the oven at 350 degrees for I think 15 to 20 minutes, just until your well, everything's heated through again, and then the cheese is nice and melted. And we just ate these as they are. We had some tortilla chips with them for a little bit of crunch, but that was pretty much it. And that is all that I have to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you some inspiration to just make some simple meals once in a while. It doesn't always have to be new meals or fancy or new ingredients or anything like that. Sometimes it can just be simple, especially if you have a lot going on. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe. If you could also give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.